I want to say Jacksonville, but I'm not totally certain of that. Somewhere in Florida.
Okay.
But I'll link post to this so you can investigate it yourself. So the story is this guy was talking to a friend of his on the phone. And he was saying that there's been a lot of weird stuff happening around his place, again, during this time. And he was kind of sitting at the back doorstep of his place, and his backyard backs into this sort of foresty area.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
And as he was talking, he sort of became aware of something in the trees that was looking at him.
Huh.
And and he was like started looking back at this thing, and he said there was a moment of shock that he felt from this thing, that it realized, oh shit, you can see me, kind of thing. So after that point, he kind of got really like terrified, like closed the door, went back inside, and then not long after that, he starts doing like a live Facebook video. I think he's an entertainer of some kind. He's a pretty funny guy to watch. But so he starts doing this this live video where he's talking to a group of people, an audience of some kind. And during the time, he's taken these photos and started posting them. He was like, look at this thing. So I'm going to send you guys these photos.
Okay.
All right. So here's the first one.
Oh my god. What is that?
So something in the trees there is what he's saying, all right? So people are like, all right, I mean, it's a blurry photo. It looks like it was taken with a potato. It's not overly impressive.
Yeah, okay.
But so then someone, not long after that, took the photo and kind of did a little Photoshop manipulation. So have a look at that first one. It says photos from Elaine.
Oh, shit.
So something is sitting there in between those two trees there, right? You can see it. Something there.
Yeah. Something
So the
is
second
there.
one that I sent you just then is a guy who went through, if you kind of scroll down, he's got a still from the video that comes later, which isn't overly impressive until you see the full video. But if you scroll down, he's kind of photoshopped it with a couple of filters, and you can kind of see a little bit more of what's sitting in the trees.
Yeah, it looks more doggish.
Yeah.
It's got a big ear. It doesn't look Bigfooty at all. It's upright though. That's classic dog man.
What is that thing?
So that's basically what this guy's describing. He said this thing was like, I think he even mentioned, he was like, it was a little, I don't know, it was like a little werewolf or something like that, which is kind of interesting. And, you can tell after he said it, he was like, I mean, that was kind of a silly thing to say, but that's kind of what it looked like, right? So he's doing this live video feed after he posts these videos, and he said, like, I'll go out into the backyard and I'll show you where I took the photos. So he opens the door. In the video you see, and he's like, look, that's the backyard. That's where I took this photo, right there. You can see I didn't Photoshop anything. It was just I took the photo right there. As he's filming this, something runs past in the background. And it's super freaky.
What
yeah.
the fuck?
And it's like, so I'll send you that now. So check this out.
Oh, this is the best.
So it comes in at about 1 minute 30 at the start of this video. He goes on for like 30 minutes just talking
This
about
is
like,
the guy
man,
who saw it. This is awesome.
just full screen it when you get it. Full screen it because it's like half screen.
Okay.
Okay.
And go to about 1 minute 30, I think, or just before.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Ah, what is that? What is that tall creeping thing on pogo sticks?
Yeah. So I don't know what it is,
that?
but it freaked him out. And he said, that's what I've been seeing. It's this big thing. And he said he described it initially as like a werewolf. So like a dogman type thing. So he starts like, he closes the door and he's like, you'll see it's like a real reaction. It's not like he's acting. And if he is, he's well done, sir. But, I mean, this is during a live video. So obviously it'd be pretty difficult to try and add in some special effects or whatever.
Oh,
but you
dude,
see this
that was
like
cool.
This shadowy kind of blur, and he said this thing moves super fast. Like last time he saw it staring at him, and it kind of they had this like connection where they both looked at each other. He said it took off and it was like faster than anything he's seen move before. It was like, bam, it's out of there.
It's almost like it wanted to be caught.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems to be like pretty interested in this dude.
It reminds me exactly of what that book we read, Matt, at Skinwalker Ranch. They talked about the tall, really thin werewolf creatures with really thin limbs. And it's just like that book we read, just like at Skinwalker Ranch. Exactly.
That's
how
what
they
you can kind
described
of see. I'm trying to find someone who's like grabbed a decent sort of screen capture of that image and kind of photoshopped it a little bit so you can see more of the figure. But it's moving so quick, it's like a blur. But you kind of see these like spindly long limbs that it has as it's moving. And
it's a thin bastard, whatever it is. It's real.
Some
thin.
people in the comments have kind of said, "Oh, could it be like an ostrich or something like that?" I don't know.
No.
You'd know if it was an ostrich, I'm sure.
Yeah, but you would see it like it's almost.
What the hell's an ostrich doing there?
Yeah, no, it seems like if it was an ostrich, you would see an ostrich. Like it's literally a creature, but it's just kind of blurry.
And this guy wouldn't. I think this guy would recognize if it was an ostrich and be like, "Oh, what the fuck's that doing out there?" This was like, "Holy shit!" And he closes the door. Like, he's terrified, and he does a full 30 minutes after this, being like, "Am I crazy? Am I like tripping? What is happening right now?"
It's just COVID. Everything's going nuts because the frequency of the Earth is changing, and everything's coming to visit us.
Right.
Spindly werewolves.
Spindly werewolves are coming, man. I
Woo!
want to see a spindly
All right.
werewolf.
All right, guys. So now for our special section. Right after this break, we are going to answer all of your questions. Okay, we're back. And we got questions from people that love our podcast. Or maybe they don't. They just listen.
Just listeners. Let's not go too far with the line.
Yeah. Maybe they hate us. Who knows? Okay. Yeah. So, this guy on Instagram, his name is Selfless Damiel. Selfless Damiel.
All right.
Okay, hopefully I got that right. Okay. Here's his question. Do you think we are ready to make first contact? I mean, is the public ready? If so, what do you think the reactions will be? I think we're ready.
Yeah, I think so too. I sent you guys an article, I think, this week that was talking about just that. Like, this is the prime time to do it right now. We're all ready for the next big thing to come through.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking to Randy, and he was like, it's just going to get more and more crazy when he was talking about that stuff.
And then it's going to get crazier and crazier.
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 And crazier. No, just quickly, I think it doesn't matter. Some people won't be ready, but they're purposely conditioning us. This is slow disclosure. So the people who aren't ready are slowly getting ready. Space Force, those UFO videos came out from the Pentagon, and it doesn't matter. They are getting us ready. So the answer is, it doesn't matter because it's coming, and they're going to get us all ready.
And then he says, what will the reaction? What do you think the reactions will be? I think the reactions will be, first, it'll be a lot of denial. I mean, like we just talked about on how many podcasts ago, where the Navy came out and said, "Hey, we actually don't know what these unidentified crafts are. We don't. We have no idea what they are." And then people still wanted to pretend like it wasn't real. So I think first reactions are going to be that it's not real, and I think it's up to, whatever they decide to do with that information, they're going to keep pushing it on us until we realize that it's real.
People's reaction to it, right? I think there's going to be a crowd the reaction to the Navy videos was like, it was just like a drop in the ocean. It didn't seem to matter to anyone in the long run, right? Like, no one's talking about it now, and it's such a huge deal.
No one's talking about it.
No, it should be bigger than COVID.
The other thing is, look at people's reaction to COVID. Like, there's gonna be a whole bunch of conspiracy theorists saying like false flags and it's not true and they're just trying to take over our freedoms, and I think it's going to be a lot of that too. There's going to be a lot of counter information, and I don't know whether it's going to be like everyone just going to be like, all right, so there's aliens now. I think a lot of people are going to be like,
the aliens are trying to take our freedom.
The cabal doing this on purpose. Yeah. The deep state, man.
Yeah, we'll politicize it. There'll be two teams, pro-alien, anti-alien. We'll divide ourselves down the middle. It'll be the same fucking story over and over again. I'm on the alien side.
Okay. Matt Donafrio, 96. Woo! That ancient astronaut theory. What if anything, do you think is true? How did civilizations build similar structures all over the globe when they didn't have the means to interact or travel? And how were they so good at astronomy? Well,
aliens. Sorry,
aliens.
I just want to say that first.
Okay. That's Josh's answer. I would say that that because they all were in communication with each other, or they all tapped into the same mass consciousness. But I don't, like, we're so into, like, they took a boat across the sea, then they talked to each other type of thing. I think that happened once there was a disaster, but I honestly think that there was a global civilization. There was, like, that it wasn't just, like, civilization here and a civilization over there. I think there was mass communication between everything, and that's why they all kind of gravitated to the same understanding. The Orion's Belt, the seven sister stars of the Big Dipper, like the understanding of the same symbols. So I think that that's because there was really a global civilization. Okay. That's my answer.
I agree. No, I agree.
Okay, right. So next one. Dan O'Keefe, 46. I can't hear enough about the handbag. What was it? Why did every civilization depict it? Brain freeze. Okay, unfreeze your brain. So Dan O'Keefe is referring to, if you look at a lot of carvings of Sumerian texts, there's also, I think, one in ancient depictions, ancient Egypt depictions, of this, like, weird handbag, like literally like a man bag. It's like just a handle with, like, a bag on it. And so there's all of these ideas that it could be some kind of time travel device. It could be some kind of healing device. I'm trying to think of all the things that people think this is.
Wasn't there a theory that it was like a battery of some kind?
Yeah, that it was a battery. But I just feel like that's just so for us to try to fit into our own understanding of what might be in there. But a lot of people think that it was like a time travel device, like something that could. There's theories that there was like a tesseract. That it has to do with Saturn based on the symbolism of the ancient Sumerian carvings, the ancient Egyptian carvings. There's also other ancient depictions of this handbag. But either way, it's just very mysterious. Like, why does everybody have a handbag?
I know.
And there's no definitive answer of what it is.
Is it Prada? Is it Coach? I don't know. I just want to know.
It's super awesome. Yeah.
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's a ton of theories. The most one that I hear is that it possibly could be some kind of time travel device, because most likely people are assuming that whoever has the handbag is coming from another world. So
that's cool.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
That seems like a stretch to me, but
I'm in though. I don't need any evidence.
Well, I mean, it's always depicted with the gods. So who are the gods? Are the gods always human? Sometimes. Yeah. They're like a human hybrid, but most of the time they're from somewhere else. Why time
travel? Is there anything else that depicts, like, it could just be like, it's like a portable toilet that they bring around with it. You know, it could be anything. Why just jump to time travel? I don't know.
Well, the reason I think a lot of people think it might be a time travel device is that, so if you look at the depiction of the Sumerian gods, they have a handbag, and then on his other arm he has what looks like a watch, but if you look at it, it's like an 8-petaled flower, and an 8-sided star is considered. It's almost like it's like two squares on top of each other, and it represents a tesseract. So the ability to control time. You really have to look at this and analyze it and like get into it. So I mean, again, it's a theory, but it's just interesting.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. I never heard that before. That's really cool.
All right, this is for you, Matt.
Okay. Ha.
Okay, we got another one. Selfless Dan Mel. Can more be talked about this Black Knight satellite?
Oh.
Yeah. This is Matt's favorite topic.
Tell us all the compelling evidence.
Look, I've said my piece on the Black Knight. I'm not a fan. I know other people are, and best of luck to you.
Okay, well, that's not very fair. You're such a turd. I
don't have anything extra on that. Do you, Melissa?
No, I don't either. I mean, I'm sorry. Like I said, I love it. The most information I think is going to come out when Billy Carson does his interviews with, I think he's like ex-Pentagon people and stuff that talk about the Black Knight, because literally no one's talking about it, but it's really fascinating. So I'm sorry we don't have an answer.
Wait for Billy's book. Yeah, his book. And
You know why?
a doc or a
hey
book.
guys,
whatever
guys,
it is, it's coming
you
out
know why
soon.
no one's talking about it?
Shut up, Matt. It's fucking real, man.